Hello, and welcome to Conversations with Auntie, where we have real talk about real life situations. I am your host, Tanya Lynne. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the real, the raw, and the unapologetic with Auntie. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Auntie. I am your gracious host, Tanya Lynne. Definitely, I appreciate you tuning in to me. This is my birthday kickoff show because I will be the fabulous 55, also known as 59, on Saturday. And so I just wanted to have someone that was very special to me, that played a very important part in my mental health and even my physical health. If you're no good in your mind, you're no good anywhere else, because what falls on the head rests on the body. And so with that being said, I have the one and the only, the Machiavelli himself, Mike Berry.
I got to use that. What falls in the head rests on the body. That's a good one. And if I say it, they're going to think I made it up. So.
It's the truth. You know, the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so is he.
Yeah.
And so you have been very instrumental in me and my thought patterns.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, even up until now with the weight loss journey, like I can call you and vent, and we can just I can just be Tanya Lynne. I don't have to be pastor, preacher, teacher. I just be Tanya Lynne with you. And you help me with that, you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, we got to do our part.
That's right. And I think it's important for women to know that they can have a man cover them without being on top of them. You know, sometimes we as women and single women, we think that every man that God sends our way is there for something intimate, there for some intimacy, some sex, some friends with benefits kind of thing. Like you can't be platonic and have a good, solid male and female relationship. And we have a good male-female relationship. We talk about anything, and we just talk about it how we talk about it. And so I want ladies and even men to understand that God can send you an assignment to bless you and not to bed you.
Okay.
To bless you.
Well, he could bless you in the bed. No.
And this is true, too. I know, but I cannot stand you.
Please let this go right now.
God, why did I cross that line? Unhappy, unsatisfied, and miserable. So you're my blessing, not my bedding. Okay. And so I'm happy for that. And so before I get the show started, though, there is a little boy named Honor. He is 1 year old, and Honor is fighting. Honor needs a kidney transplant. And he can do a live donor. We just need people to get tested. Unfortunately, in the African American community, we don't allow ourselves the opportunity to be a blessing to someone else, even in our bodies. Other communities do it. Like I'm an organ donor. That's what's up. But it's vitally important, and I always tell people you should get it before you get it. You know, and I will be posting a flyer. Will be going up with Honor's information on it and his mom's number, so that if anybody would like to get tested to see if they are a match, and they could bless Honor with, I just love the name. If they can honor with their kidney.
So does he need like a young person's kidney?
They can figure all of that out, because you have adult parents that donate to their children.
Okay.
So anybody. So it's adults to, it's so to see if they're a match, and then once they're a match, then there's a whole nother process that they will have to go through.
Okay.
In order to match. That was a great question to ask. So yeah, he is in need, and so we're going to show that information once we get it up on the screen. We'll show it. Also, we're going to be listening to a sample of a soundtrack that you have, Purpose and Passion. So let's start off the show by talking about
Passion and Purpose.
Passion and Purpose. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The difference. But what's that about? What's going on with this soundtrack? See, because we only know you as the man that does the movies, the man that does the videos and stuff.
Well, you know, I do my 1 minute of motivation.
Yeah, that one every day.
Yeah. Well, I take off some days now, you know. But, you know, everybody needs a little pick-me-up. You know, you need a little motivation, a little inspiration. You know, sometimes I'm just talking to myself. You know, I need to pick myself up. So I just, you know, said, hey, man, I do this motivation every morning. I was like, you know what? I want to do a project because, you know, I come from music. All this started.
So I know that, but so let's talk about that. Let's segue to that. So let them know about your music career because you won some stuff and you wasn't no joke.
No, yeah. My entertainment career started in music in 1997. Had a couple top 100 albums. I toured with MTV when they rocked the Vote tour. I've done a lot of things. So what I do now, like with the 1 minute motivation, to me, is still just rapping. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just a different type of rap. And
so this type of rap is more focused on like affirmations and motivations and things to help people get through their day, their life, their week, their month.
Yeah, you know, I rap on it. I do, you know, the typical motivational speaking that you hear people do.
There's nothing typical about you, dear.
I do some poetry,
okay.
but the album feels like an album.
It does.
You know what I mean? You know how you listen to motivational speaking and it, you know, it's motivational speaking. This is, you can clean up the house to this.
Yes.
You can walk, you can roll in your car.
Yes.
Weed is legal. You might want to smoke.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. But, you know, it feels like an album, man.
It does.
So it allowed me to stay in my purpose and stay in my creative. I'm a creative, you know what I mean? So it allows me to stay into that. So that's why I did it.
Yeah. It is, because I bump it when I'm going to work. I be bumping it.
Oh, you ain't heard with that. Wait till you hear the whole joint.
No, you just gave me a little bit, but be awesome, be great, be you.
Yeah. Oh, yes, your joint.
I'm in a car like, hey, yeah.
I'm happy with it. I think it's different.
Yeah, it is.
It's different.
And you know what? You know what I like about it? It doesn't have a churchy motivational feel. You know, sometimes people are so spiritually minded, they are no earthly good. And it's inclusive of everybody's ears. You know, if you're the church person, yeah, you can get into that. But if you're not that church person, you can get into it. You can get into it as well because the message is so sound and it's so relevant. You know,
and also like how I think of it is like I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? Like so, you know, that has nothing to do with me operating in my purpose.
Come on.
So people like sometimes I think people will look at you and say, well, he talk all this motivation. He should be rich. That's not how it works. That's not how that works.
That's good.
I'm just answering the call.
Hey.
I can't tell you what's on the other line. I just
dialed
keep
your number and you said hello.
You know what I'm saying?
And you understood the assignment.
So it's a lot of people out there who are just doing what they supposed to do, and it might not be bearing the fruit that you want at this particular time, because that's got to happen in divine order. But you just got to keep answering. So that's what this CD to me is about, operating in your purpose on purpose.
Because there's a difference between passion and purpose.
Well, passion is something you like to do. Purpose is something you was born to do. You're gonna be passionate about a lot of things. You know, you'll be passionate about clothes. You'll be passionate about basketball. But for somebody to move to Africa and that's a purpose, because they don't always pay well. You know what I'm saying? So
I know exactly.
You know,
what
I've never assigned a dollar amount to the purpose.
Right.
You know, I always looked at it as money is a byproduct of your hustle. So if I keep hustling, money is a byproduct of that.
It's gonna come.
It's gonna come. But at the same time, money is not.
So money doesn't drive the purpose. When you know what your purpose is, you operate with or without money because you can't let it go.
Because if that's the case, it's like saying, if I don't make money, this is no longer my purpose.
Or if I don't have money, I don't have a purpose.
And what that makes people do is they do what I call purpose jumping. Purpose jumping is when you see your homeboy, he got a tow truck company. He killing the game. 20 G's a month or whatever. And now all of a sudden, guess what you want?
A tow truck.
A tow truck company. My friend Juan Tony, he has an analogy. It's called shiny ball. You give a kid a shiny ball. They love this shiny ball, right? So one day you give a brother a shiny ball. So the one kid now wants to put his shiny ball down to do what?
Play with the brother.
It's
still the same shiny ball.
Yeah, so man, you know, I stayed in my lane. Anybody who know me since I was 14, 15 years old, ask on what I was doing. The same thing I'm doing now. It ain't nothing changed. Consistency. It is what it is. Like, so, and I also feel like the universe, whenever I try to hop out of alignment and just do my own thing, I get a little pat on the butt or I get a little something that tells me, no, this is where you're supposed to go. Now, mind you, I'm striving to have a lot of money and these things because we just want a nice life.
Yeah.
But my purpose, you know what I mean? That just comes with it. I just got to keep doing what I'm supposed to do, and all that's going to fall into place. But I'm not going to quit if it don't.
And here's the thing, though. If you operate in your purpose, it gets to the person and the places that it needs to get to. And so if, like with your one day of your one moment of motivation, every day that you do it, there are so many people. I know I can't keep up with you all the time because I'm busy, but I'll go back and I'll just start looking at the stuff that you already posted, and it always encourages, inspires, or corrects. Because sometimes you need somebody to say, boom, upside your head. What are you doing? You know, and get you to look at it again. Like, oh, wait a minute, I'm tripping.
Yep.
I'm tripping. And so if you weren't operating that way, then you wouldn't be out there for us to get that check. And to get that extra push.
Yeah. And I do this, I deal with mental health, depression, anxiety, but I still understand like this has to be done. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes I don't feel like it, but sometimes I'm talking to me. Like this like an affirmation. I'm just projecting it out loud on social media, but sometimes I'm talking to me because it's all I got right now.
So let's play it. Can we play it? Can we play it? Let's play it.
A Passion and Purpose off the upcoming album, Dear Dreamer, Walking in Purpose, Guided by Faith.
I love that, Walking in Purpose, Guided by Faith.
Yeah.
I like the whole cover. I like the whole cover.
I
love
Let me
that cover.
talk to you for a minute about passion and purpose. A lot of people think that they're the same thing, but they could not be more different. Passion is something you like to do, whereas purpose is something you feel you were born to do. On the day you were born, put inside of you by the Creator was a gift that you were to bring forth, nurture, and share with the world. You might find that gift early in your life, or it might take you some time, but that gift is your purpose. And also inside of you is a ringing telephone, and that telephone must be answered because on the other end of the line is your purpose constantly calling out to you. But sometimes we can be fearful, too fearful to pick up the phone because we feel we'll never measure up to the expectations of the Creator. And your purpose is like a fire that will melt you down, mold you, and shape you into the person you were destined to be. But you cannot trip into the fire. You can't be pushed into the fire. You can't be tricked into the fire. You have to walk into the fire on your own accord, having full knowledge that when you come out the other side, your life will be forever changed. You gotta walk in your purpose on purpose. You have to believe that any and everything you desire will be placed at your feet if you're obedient to that which you were put here to do. And don't chase titles, money, notoriety, and fame, but rather chase your purpose because your purpose will provide everything that you need. and fight off the temptation to jump off of your purpose onto someone else's because you like the money they make, or you like the title on their door, or you like the notoriety that they get when you know that that is not your purpose. Everything will happen for you in divine order. So long as you're operating in your purpose, on purpose, everything will be provided for you. And maybe your friends and family won't understand how you're feeling. They won't understand how you're moving and how you're thinking because they don't know what's going on inside of you. They don't understand that you're operating in purpose, and that's what's leading you. That's what's motivating you. That's what's pushing you. Every dream you have for yourself, now and in the future, starts with your purpose. Don't operate out of fear. Don't operate out of doubt. Don't operate out of worry and concern, jealousy, envy. Operate in your purpose.
Operate in your purpose.
On purpose.
Operate in your purpose.
On purpose.
Operate in your purpose on purpose. And that is so necessary because if you can't be intentional with yourself, then how are you going to be intentional with everybody else?
Well, and also what I meant by that is, you know, the universe, God, the universe, whatever is moving you spiritually that way, is looking, right? Listening. So if you're not doing it on purpose, you're not doing it.
You're not doing it.
If you're not doing it on purpose, you're not doing it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's going to be some people that stumble onto it. We get that. Mm-hmm. But if you're not doing it on purpose, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be rewarded for work you didn't do. You're not going to be rewarded for work you didn't do. So you got to be operating in your purpose on purpose. It has to be intention. I just had this conversation with my friend actually this morning, and we was talking about manifesting and attracting. And I said the difference is manifesting is intent. You could be negative and you're going to attract more negative.
That's right.
But manifestation means I have an intention to attract a certain thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to move that way to attract it. So these kids, they in the streets carrying guns. They're not manifesting getting in trouble. They're attracting it.
That's good.
They're not manifesting that. They're attracting it. Because what we think, you know, but manifesting is when you make a conscious decision
to work towards that thing.
To work towards something. And that's not what they doing. We're talking about rap music. These young kids ain't manifesting all this stuff. You know, they attracting it, but they're not manifesting it because they didn't want it. They didn't want to get shot. Or, you know, so yeah. So when you have intention, that's why I say you got to do it on purpose.
So with that, did you try to do this album, I call it my motivational soundtrack. Did you try to do this before?
Yeah, I tried it like 3 years ago. A couple times I kept picking it up, but it just wasn't the time. I kept scrapping it. It just, my heart wasn't right. It didn't sound right. And what's crazy is this one is in verbatim what I did 3 years ago, but it wasn't the same.
Wow.
It's the same words or the same topic.
But it's not the same man.
It wasn't the same feeling to me, like that visceral feeling, like this it. And so like maybe a couple months ago, whatever, I said I'm about to go in the studio and try to do one. This is one of the first ones I did. And I was like, oh yeah, this it. This it. I just knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the other ones, it just wasn't time. Everything is in order.
And so with that, so what you're saying is even though you're operating in your purpose, you have to understand the season for the manifestation.
Yeah, it wasn't time.
So don't stop. Yeah. Just continue and it's okay to just wait. A delay is not a denial. No. Doesn't mean that it wasn't going to come to pass. It just meant it wasn't the season for it to manifest, but you continue to work.
It was 2020.
You continue to write.
Yeah.
Then you have your shirts, be awesome, be great, be you.
Yeah.
You know.
This is all at the same time.
Wow.
But those went forward, but this didn't.
See, and I was going to say that. I was going to say
because there was going to be a bundle.
Come on.
Yeah.
A bundle, an abundance. An abundance. God's going to give us a bundle. And so while we were listening to, we were talking, and I was like, I love how you say, you know, operate in purpose on purpose, because, and also when you were saying operate in your purpose. So you have to understand what your purpose is, and then don't be jumping into somebody else's purpose.
Yep.
So the analogy you gave at the beginning of the show was, if somebody has a tow truck and they're doing that 20 grand a day, 20 grand a week, 20 grand a month, 20 grand, you're going to try to get that. So you're going to jump out of your purpose because you're a little frustrated because things aren't manifesting as fast as you want them to manifest concerning your purpose. You jump into his purpose, but you're not going to manifest the blessing he has because that's the purpose that he was called to. And then you add more frustration because now you're not in your lane. You know, you're operating outside your lane. So operating outside your lane causes your purpose to be delayed.
That's right.
And then causes you to get frustrated and then maybe discouraged and then maybe stop. You know, and then it takes you that much longer to get back on ship.
Or you're just bored because this ain't you.
That ain't you.
So I got a friend, he do coding. Make $400,000 a year. So you know what I want to do. So I go to, he tell me where he in Texas. He say, it's a place on Independence. I go to this place, say, man, I want to go to coding school. This is like very complex coding. This ain't regular coding.
Right.
And he was like, you sure you want to do this?
You mean like for websites and stuff like that?
No, like coding, like software coding.
Oh,
but it's complex. Like
yes.
this, my dude ain't do no, ain't no little basic.
Right.
You know, right now he code for the government.
Right.
So you know what that code is like. So anyway, I'm gonna go to school for this.
That's security. High,
and so and I'm like, I fill out the thing and get the, you know, the financial aid and all that. And then I sat there for a minute and I was like, that's his thing. I ain't never thought about coding or want to code or none of that.
But you looking at that money.
Yeah, looking at that money, I left out of there. I'm not going to finish this. You know?
Yeah, because it wasn't you.
It wasn't me.
That wasn't you.
I'm a creative. I got to stay around the creative space.
Or you get bored easy.
It's all I know.
Yeah.
Creative.
How long you been creating stuff?
Man, all long as I can remember.
Really? So when you were a child, were you writing? Were you
always writing? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my whole life. I tell you this story all the time, but when I came to know I was a writer, I was going to Central State in 1990 before I went to prison. And
okay, Marauders.
Yeah, I was BSing the whole quarter. And so at the end, we had our final project was an essay.
Okay.
You had to write like a short essay, like 2 or 3 pages. And you had to juxtapose 2 things. You had to compare 2 things.
Okay.
So I compared day and night.
Oh.
So class started at 8 o'clock, right? At 7:20, I wrote this.
Stop it.
No, listen to me.
7:20 a.m.
At 7:20.
Wow.
And I wrote it, and at 8 o'clock, I turned it in. So that next week, we go to class. Class is over, but you go get your grades.
Yeah.
And we sitting in there, and I got an F. Just got an F. So I'm like, dang, I thought that paper was pretty slick. So I asked the teacher, I say, I didn't even get a C. She's like, no, because you plagiarized. I said, what you mean I plagiarized? She said a first-year English student can't write like this. And so I was like, she's like, where'd you get it from? She's like, you know, confess and I give you a second chance type thing. I said, I didn't. So I said, I go back to my room and show you the notes where I kind of started over a little bit. And so she took me to the dean, like they want to expel me.
Right.
So I tell the dean, I said, Dean, what you want me to do, man? I didn't plagiarize that. He said, I tell you what, you say it took you 40 minutes to write that. I want you to sit outside my office and I want you to write another one and I want you to compare apples and oranges. This is what he told me on my dead father. So I sat there for 40 minutes and it was done. I slid it over to the teacher. She read and she looked at the dean and was like, he wrote it. Yeah. It was this crazy story. It was a crazy story.
So it was that good. So it was like, it's too good. You know, there's no way you could.
I still got it.
Wow.
I still got that manuscript.
That's what's up.
I still got it.
You gonna make it a movie one day?
No, I mean, but that's like a proud moment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know I can write. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, she was like, oh, he wrote it.
Wow.
She's like, I never met an English student. But she didn't encourage me to pursue writing. She was just like, I can't believe you wrote that. Yeah. Yeah, and it was basic to me, but I didn't know.
Right.
But, you know, I was writing love letters to my friends, girlfriends. Oh, your girl broke out with you?
Wait a minute. No,
I got
you wasn't.
Oh, I got you. Is you in the doghouse? I got you. Y'all back together? Bruh.
You was Mr. Hallmark.
Yeah. But I do remember my 5th grade teacher telling me, man, like, you should run for like student, whatever it was. She's like, you know, you not like them. I remember it was her exact words, like, you not like your friends, you not like them.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and, but you know, you growing up, you living, you not purpose, what's that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to be cool, so I
And
can't.
who was talking to us in our community, in the
Yeah.
African American community? Really, he was talking to us about
Yeah.
what is your purpose,
Yeah.
explaining to us to have the necessities of having a purpose.
Yeah, and now, you know, and it's crazy because while I was in prison, I remember I used to watch Jeopardy. I used to read all these books. I mean, like a lot. And I remember it used to be like these like alpha male predators. You know what I mean? Like I remember sometimes it'll be a dispute. And they'd be like, go ask Mike. He know.
Wow.
Yeah, it used to be funny. I used to think that was pretty cool.
Wow. That is kind of cool.
Go ask Mike. He know.
Wow.
Mike, would you tell him that the stars don't set on the planet Pluto and Mercury? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you did know that.
But a lot of times I used to know a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm a trivia buff, and trivia is useless knowledge. You're never going to use it, but I know it. Like some of the things I could just remember, like, why do you know? I'm never going to use this, but I be wanting to know. You know what I'm saying? So I always been that way. And it's just my gift. So words, period. I can manipulate words. I can write them. I can speak them. I can turn them into video. I can, if it's in a context of words, I got a real good grasp of it. You know what I mean? So that was my blessing. So that's why I stay around that. The movies, the rapping, the books, you know, and this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So it drops December 8th, right?
December
Sound
8th.
right?
On all platforms. So they gonna be like, Mike, you everywhere. No, man, put some respect on my name. I'm all over the world, baby.
All over the world, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm excited about
Yeah.
it because, like I said, what you do every day and you give us every day. Now, people can just carry that in your car, you know, and that's what I do when I'm headed to school in the mornings. I'll just throw something on and just let it play through
yeah.
my
Oh,
phone,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm in the right space.
Yeah.
Today, matter of fact. It's just been crazy because a lot of the children are getting sick, you know, and that's overwhelming. Like yesterday, I had 10 children in my office. 3 fell off the sliding boards, monkey bars, and whatnot, concussions. This one is throwing up, that one's throwing up, this one's sick. And so it's like, oh my goodness. And I just started playing what you sent me, and it was just playing. And they was like, that's not, it kind of like shifted the whole atmosphere. I just had to put something out there so that all of them could hear the same thing and just bring it on down, you know. And I was like, they was like, who is that? I said, that's my brother.
it's crazy because
brother.
maybe about, I don't know, man, like 8 years ago, me and my partner, Tina Hines, we was in Malibu. And we was walking down this boardwalk thing, and I came up with this idea to have a concert that would be Eric Thomas or Trenton Shelton, the motivational people, meets T.D. Jakes, meets Common.
Oh my goodness.
But I didn't have no stuff. And now that's how I envision this. I envision this as somebody go to a concert and be like, Dag, I went to see this dude. It was like a motivational concert meets church meets a rap concert. I don't know how to feel because I feel so many different ways. That's how I envision it.
But every piece of that person has been fed.
Right. That's how that's how I
Every
envision
piece
this.
of that person has. And so that goes back to what I said when it was like this, everybody will like it because it's not like that churchy thing. And it's not like that, you know, thou art the person that shall guide your own life. And so
Yeah.
you
Well,
need
you know how
to
I feel
get
about that.
It's not
I
all
hate
of that.
that.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
just,
like
it's
none
real.
of
My thing is real, raw, and relevant.
Yeah.
You know, and so
yeah.
it's real as raw and it's relevant to everybody. You can identify. I identified with all of that. Even I can't think of the one where you were talking about the ladies and this one had this and this one had that.
The other side.
The other side.
other
That's
side,
the other side is heavy, man.
Yeah, the other side is a good
It
piece.
is. It's a
Yeah.
great piece. It's not even a great piece for just relationships, although the analogy was relationship based.
Yeah.
It's even in your work relations.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
in your
yeah.
relations with your children or
Yeah.
your family or
Yeah.
people you deal with. It gives you a real perspective of
Yeah.
how you need to be treated and how you should treat others.
Yeah, no, for
Oh,
real.
that the other side.
Oh man,
Yeah, the other
I'm
side
happy
is
with
heavy.
it. Plus, it's always something to be said when you have an idea and you do it. You know what I mean? Like, I just know a lot of people who say I'm gonna do this. They don't do it. Like I've done these things, like, and I did them. I wasn't 100%. I did them though. Like, so I just proud of me. Like, man, you did it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have just said you was gonna do it, like everybody do. So when I think about just where I'm at in my progression, it ain't by happenstance.
No, it's not by happenstance.
This work had to be done, like,
and it had to be done by you.
Yeah, and sometimes, sometimes I don't take time to really pat myself on the back, or sometimes I deal with a slight touch of imposter syndrome where I feel like I didn't really do this, or I don't deserve the credit. But it's a deeper me that knows, no, you did do this. You 100% did do it. Didn't do it alone.
No.
My circle is really Hot, me and Tina, and a few more people that I really, really rock with that way. But the ride been amazing. I can't even trip. It's been amazing. Yeah.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
It still is amazing. It's
That's
still
good.
writing
It
itself.
is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's something when you say you got stuff here, but you don't finish it, because I have purpose to finish my film that I gave you a snippet of and a couple books, and I had to look at my life and say, how come it's not getting done? Because I have other people's stuff that keeps coming in, distracting me. And so I've learned to turn off my phone now. I've learned to get up earlier. I've learned to maximize on my little moments. If you just write in 2 pages, that's 2 pages more that you have written today that you wouldn't have had you not written, And so and it is rewarding when you're doing something like I've never done that before, And it is so rewarding when you're doing what you know that you have been purposed to do. That's why I love my podcast.
Yeah. And the thing is, how I do it is, you do it till you get high. And what I mean by that is, when a runner, you ever heard of runner's high? When a runner runs, they fall into this high. So
get in that zone.
When you get in that zone, ain't nothing stopping you.
Nothing stopping you.
It's on autopilot, but you gotta get in that zone first. You understand what I'm saying? You have to get in that zone. And so once I get in that zone, sometimes it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
You pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down.
But when you get locked
one time you pick it up long enough to catch that high, and you going.
You ride that way.
And you be like, ooh, I'm 50 pages into this script.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to do it until you click into that zone.
Speaking of script, what you got on your back burner?
A thriller me and Tina gonna shoot this spring. We don't have a title, but it's really good. It's a thriller. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Is it a scary thriller?
No,
or on the
no.
edge of the seat, like, I didn't see that coming.
Edge of the seat thriller.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's something different for you.
Yeah, no. Well, we gonna pick a certain type of movie and stick with it. Like
I
these
like
type
that.
of movies we gonna make. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, with this motivational thing, where you see yourself taking that?
It's just part of my calling, and it's gonna go where it's gonna go. I just feel like the cream gonna always rise. I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be. So this is in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. And one thing I know is, you never know what's the thing. I thought it was this movie, but it wasn't. I thought it was this movie, but it wasn't. I thought it was this movie, but 10 movies later, you see what I'm saying? But then you be like, oh, I'm gonna do this audio project, and it's the one. You just never know.
You just never know.
You gotta just
gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
You
putting these
just gotta
oars
do
in the
it.
water and keep rowing. We gonna hit land.
You gonna get that.
at some
Come on
point.
now. I was gonna say you're gonna get to that destination. We're gonna hit land at some point.
Yeah, So I mean, I just feel like anything I do has the potential to do because it got done. It's done. It's breathing. It's living. It's in the world.
That's
like,
how I feel. I feel
Yeah.
anything that I put my mind to, that I desire to do, I can accomplish it. Like it's me versus me. I've been saying that a lot
That's
lately. It's
anybody.
just me versus me.
Yeah.
Anything you put out there, stop trying to compare it to somebody else's, and stop going to other people for approval of what you're supposed to do.
Validation.
Yes.
Yeah,
Your
the moment you take one iota or put one iota of energy, you already valid. Once if you got a thought in your head and it's in your head and you don't write on a piece of paper, it ain't valid. It's not real. Because if you die, it's gonna die with you. But the minute you bring it out of your brain, and I don't care if you just scribble down a few notes, it's real. It's living and breathing. It's not really living and breathing in your head. I hate to tell people that.
No, it's not.
I don't care. I thought of this 5
It's
years.
in an isolated
so
space.
What? Yeah. it's a conscious thing.
Mm-hmm.
But once you write it on a piece of paper, it's now physical. The whole world can line up and read it. It's you know what I mean? So I just try to like just do it, and then once it's living, it's gonna grow, and then it turns into this, and it has offspring.
Yes.
Another movie.
Yes.
My speaking.
Another soundtrack. Yeah.
Yup. But you gotta get it out of your head.
Yeah.
You just sleeping on it for the last 7 years. You're gonna die. Then what?
You are so many visible examples of stick-to-itiveness, determination, zeal, purpose. I was mindful when I decided to have this show because, like I said, I'm walking into 59, my last year in my 50s, looking good, if I should say so myself. If I should say so myself. But don't hang. But I didn't get here by myself.
No.
You know, and you have been a very important part of me getting here. And when I say here, I meant where I've put me first. I meant where I'm walking in my purpose and my passion. I mean where I'm in my lane and I'm comfortable in my lane. I mean, even in the weight loss journey, I'm owning every pound I lose, you know, and I just don't listen to the crazy stuff that people say, you know. And so there was 2 other people supposed to be here. They're going to be here next month, Juan, Tony, and my chiropractor, because when I went to my chiropractor, I was so messed up. It was like the people that I was going to before, they wanted my muscles or something to lock. They wanted to monetize on me. And I go see Dr. Wright, and he immediately just started working on me. So I'm able to sit up, I'm able to walk, I'm able to wear my heels
to that
again.
Name, Dr. Wright.
Dr. Wright, right. I tell him that. And he will get you right. That's what I say that. Get you right. Dr. Wright will get you right. And then with the process of losing weight, I joined with Juan because my niece went through the journey. So that gives us something in common, and we can encourage each other with the same, you know, thing. But you have been the man that has been with me. You have been my longest relationship since my husband died.
Get on my nerves.
You get on mine too, all of them. But I'm grateful that you touched my life in such a way
I appreciate
that it keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
Because when you have to be so many things to so many people, they always expect the pastor to be there, the evangelist part of me, the healer part of me, all of that. I can just come to Mike and just be me. Yeah. And you never judge and you never toss me aside.
You the homie?
Yeah, for real. So I'm glad that you're here. And I'm just saying it publicly. A piece of me is who I am because a piece of you shared you with me.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And I thank you for that.
No,
I thank you for that. You know, you get older, you kind of look at stuff and you kind of see what's really important to you. And you look at the constants and the consistencies in your life. And I can track you. I can track you a few years back. And you've constantly been there then. I'm like from day one.
Back to what?
Well,
2013.
Yes.
10 years ago,
if you knew better, you do better.
Which is at its 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
And unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's gonna be showing in about another 2 weeks.
Oh, I can't wait to go see it.
Yeah. We're gonna be showing it. You're gonna be able to stream it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. I can't wait to see it.
We having a 10-year anniversary screening. I thought he was going to drop the flyer today,
man,
actually.
You guys heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Man, listen, I got to tell you that
and I love Philly. I absolutely love me some Philly.
That church scene, that was a good one.
So, okay, so how we met, we had never met before.
No, I didn't know you.
And so I had sent a message and said, oh, this is wonderful. Yeah, I'll be one of the extras in the church. Say, no problem. Yeah. And then they sent me a message back and said, well, would you be interested in playing his mom? Yeah. And I said, sure. But then when I go to the rehearsal, after learning the lines, the person that they had came to rehearsal, so I left. But I knew the lines.
I can't remember who we had either.
I think it was his cousin or somebody.
Oh, okay.
So I left and it was okay. I was good, but I hear, make sure you get those lines down. They calling you back.
Oh, no, I just watched it.
And so then I find out they have a side conversation with you, like, but she ain't never read. And so, okay, so it's your money, though. So you don't know how she's going to sound. You don't know okay, it's your money. So I walk into church, and I'm like, hi, I'm tired. You was like, oh, hey, yeah, you can sit up there. I said he didn't dismiss me before he even got to know me. But you were on it. So then I get up and I do the scene. I do the church scene. And then you say, okay, we can put it down now. And everybody's like, put it down. You wasn't recording. Well, I never heard her read before. I didn't know what her voice was going to sound like. I didn't know.
That was a good scene.
Yeah. And we've been rocking ever since.
I just watched it.
Did you?
Yeah, I just was watching it. That was a good scene in that movie.
My movie debut.
Yeah.
My movie debut.
That was my first big movie.
Then. It was good.
My first big movie. First movie that 1,000 people came to.
The premiere was off the chain.
Yeah,
man, it was in Solon, right? Yeah. It was off the chain. Philly Wheaton, man, I'm waiting for him to drop something else. It's about time. He passed due. He passed due. And Phil, they doing the thing with the fitness. They doing the thing. Got the compound up on Mayfield.
Rock with the bros.
Yeah.
It's in the bros for sure.
And that's what I like too, because nobody is trying to outshine anybody. Everybody.
You can't.
You can't, because what I do is not what you do. Even though we can do, how many people have podcasts? How many people do this? But you're not Conversations with Auntie.
You ain't stopping nobody.
Period.
People gonna do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and they have the right to do it, though. Everybody has a right to eat.
You hating them, disliking them.
Because they want to eat.
It ain't gonna slow them down. It just don't work that way.
Matter of fact, if they're like us, you're gonna help fuel us.
Yeah, only person gonna stop me is me.
It's me. Me versus me.
Nobody gonna stop me. Like, you just can't. You might hate me out of a few rooms, like, these your homeboys, or, you hated on me, you a gatekeeper, and you hated on me to the powers that be. But I just got to go to some people with different power.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't control
because it doesn't mean
world.
that you're powerless. Find some different power.
Yeah, so it's
Wonder powers activate.
Wonder powers activate. You remember that?
So when we shift into powers, I'm going to shift back to little Honor. Honor's the 1-year-old little boy, and we need some powers to be shifted his way. We need prayers to be shifted his way. Honor was born with a congenital kidney disorder, and there's no treatment or cure for this other than a kidney transplant. Unfortunately, after multiple surgeries, his kidney function has declined. So we're looking for matches for him right now. Honor is lively. He is handsome. He is sweet. He's a joy. And he's so cuddly because I cuddled with him in church. He is the youngest of his mother's children. And of course, he is the apple of her eye. But we need the community to go get tested so that Honor can get a kidney and that he can live a long life. We need the community to support the mom. So if someone needs more information on being tested to become a donor, please screenshot the flyer right now. Do a screenshot so that you can share it. But call Angel at 216-502-6049. We need to shift the powers. We need Honor to be powerful. We need Honor to be honored. And so somebody, everybody, anybody, please step up and help Honor get that kidney.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Young guy got, a lot of life left. Like,
a lot of life.
Hate to hear those stories.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too. But unfortunately, that's a part of reality.
Yeah.
And as I celebrate life, definitely let's help somebody else continue to have life. As we were saying at the beginning of the show, we're both organ donors. There's a young lady that I know, Autumn. Autumn just had a baby. And I think Autumn might be late 20s, early 30s. Autumn died.
Everybody should be an organ donor. You did. Like, you're not using it. You're not using it.
And
not
they don't
one bit
understand.
of it.
It's not even just your organs. They use your skin, to do
That's
grafts.
an organ. That's the biggest organ.
Yes, the biggest organ.
Yeah, it's your skin.
But people just think, I don't want my heart. Well, where else is going to go?
Right.
Help somebody else.
Right.
Let your life give life.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Me either. You just hear some really crazy things.
They're probably going to use it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they just don't leave it in there. They're going to take it out. What? Hey.
So do it. Just do it.
I hope the little guy get some help.
I do too.
Get the kidney he need.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because people do donate.
Yeah, they do.
But unfortunately in our community, We don't, for whatever reason.
Oh, for real? Blacks don't.
No,
donate? Oh, I didn't know that.
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
I wonder what's the reason behind
Well, I think some of it goes back to, they've taken so much from us. I don't want it, but honey, you could be helping your own.
that?
And sometimes we just have to learn more about things so we can become more educated about things. Just like when people were talking about COVID. Well, I don't want to get the shot because they take my DNA. And how?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
I tell people all the time, it's like, they be like, they trying to get us on COVID, they trying to give us this. I said, bro, if they wanted to give you something, they would put it in the water.
period.
Or in your food, or in the
Air.
Yeah. But I get it. Hey, we ain't gonna go there.
No,
Teachers
because
on,
right, and everybody has the
reason
choice,
a
but we're
little
just
bit.
right. We're
Let's
talking
reason a little bit.
yes. And I mean, the Bible even says, "Let us reason together."
Yeah.
And so and that's one thing with the podcast. I just like to do stuff that is relevant and that is real.
Yeah.
And it's not about me. It's always about promoting someone else. I mean, you my bruh.
Yeah.
You're my brother from another mother.
Big bro.
You're my little big bro. Yes, you are.
Big bro.
I cannot. He's single, ladies, but I cannot. Anyways, there's an interview process,
I know,
though.
right? It ain't with her though.
Oh yeah, it will be. But it's not about. It's so much greater.
Yeah.
Why have a platform and you can't put a spotlight on somebody?
Yeah.
And so that's the spotlight that
sun can't rise and set on you. I can't stand people like that. The sun can't rise and set on you now. Come on.
And you think that the sun don't rise until you get up.
Right.
How about that?
People like that.
How about that? Me too.
You get the sunrise and you want the sunset?
Yeah. That's like they say you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
But some people want the cake, the icing, and the
that,
crumbs.
so I'm glad.
No, you are far from that.
Yeah, I cheer for other people.
Mm-hmm. You do, and you support other people. Like you're a big supporter. When in February I do the homeless thing. I'm the guy's Valentine. I always go down the Saturday after Valentine's Day. But if it hits on a Saturday, I go down that day, and I do socks and sandwiches. And this year we did nylon bags. You did. You did. Yeah, you bought over 100 pairs of socks.
But you know what though? It is admirable to cheer for other people. But you at some point got to come out that cheerleading section.
You got to cheer for yourself.
You got to get in the race.
Yes.
You can't win a medal, cross the finish line, get a first place trophy.
If you're not in the race.
If you're not in the race.
That's it.
So a lot of people, fear keeps a lot of people cheering. Mm-hmm. So they vicariously live through other people like, oh, my God.
The shoulda, coulda, wouldas. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Oh, my God doing so good. Mm-hmm. But you could if you just try.
Try. Just try.
Yeah.
You don't even want to try.
Nothing to a try but a miss. You got to give it a try.
Gotta give it a try.
Yeah.
Like I tried to win a contest at my job and we went to a football game.
Yeah. I can tell you 1,000%, if you do all you can do, work hard in your purpose, it still might not work.
But at least you can't say it did not work because you did not do something.
But I can tell you if you don't try,
it's never gonna work.
It's never gonna work.
Never gonna work.
Never gonna work. Mm-hmm. You don't have a chance. Not even it's just not.
You don't have a snowball chance.
No. And I had a conversation with my friend the other day, and he said, "Man, I really admire you that you do a lot of stuff." He said, "I'm scared sometimes to start."
Do it scared.
Do these things, man. You gotta do it scared.
We said that at my church. We said, matter of fact, I'm waiting trying to get into Kent. I'm going to get into Kent for the Masters of Public Health, and I've called, and this guy keeps putting me off because I need to know some things before I enroll, and he keeps dismissing me. But you want to keep sending me enrollment stuff. My enrollment is contingent on you giving me this information, but I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to go start talking to somebody else. But you got to do it scared because I'm nervous. I'm older. It's not my life is fuller. But at our church we say just do it. It's okay to be scared. Do it scared.
I've been scared. Yeah.
How many movies have you done?
I've done 10. I've directed 10. Skip Thomas Productions, we did probably 5 or 6. But I've directed 10, like other people's movies and stuff. Yeah. So.
You've been with some heavy hitters in the acting field too. You work with some folks.
Yeah, I've been blessed. Clifton Powell, Omar Gooden, Paula J. Parker, AJ Johnson, Elise Neal. Hey, it's crazy. Like when I think back in retrospect, and be like, "Dang, man," you know what I mean? Like I remember a couple incidents. I remember sitting on the bed with a gun in my hand, about to commit suicide.
That part.
I remember sitting in a prison bed asking this guy named Dave, hey man, how am I gonna do this 8 years? He said, one day at a time. You know what I mean? Like, and all that's gone.
All of it.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy, man. And this, I ain't gonna go too deep in this because it's another story I'm gonna tell. You know, my last case that sent me to jail was a robbery, murder. Like, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, we going in here, we gonna do this is what we gonna do. We going, this what I'm gonna do. You feel me? I ain't no question. I don't care what they
Period.
do.
This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Period.
Yeah, exactly.
This is it.
A quadruple homicide. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. My co-defendant didn't know that, but I knew that. And the sequence of events happened. It's crazy. Just these sequences of events happen. I'd be like, people be like, man, God really saved him. No, man, the universe got me too. Because
You have
if
to pay
this
attention to-
sequence of events was anything off, I ain't talking to you. I'm 30 years in on a quadruple murder. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah.
and that's a story that I'm gonna tell. I'm 30 years in on a quadruple murder.
That's good right
But
there.
a sequence, you know, it's like if you was walking and it's a piano falling out the sky about to crush you, and for some reason a guy riding down the street see you and be like, Mike, and you stop and look back. You
And
know
then
what
it
I'm saying?
falls right in front of you
Yeah.
where your next step was
One
going
of those
to be.
things,
Yeah.
like, and so
Yeah.
you know, and I think part of the reason why I fight so hard is because I be running from that. Like, sometimes I be like, I can't believe I was even that guy.
Wow.
I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't believe.
Because you were so that guy. Because this
I
is
was
what
that
we're
guy.
about to do. Period.
Period.
This is what we're going to do.
We're doing this. This done. I mean, it's
Right. It's done.
Yeah.
We just got to
And
manifest it now.
I can't tell you how I got to that, but we was on that. That's back when we was robbing and home invasions. And this one, this finna be my biggest home, and I don't want no blowback. I want to get my money and go spend it. So to do that,
They got to be gone.
yep. And this sequence of
Dead man
events,
tells no tales.
yeah. And what's crazy is I made amends with 2 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I made him the main guy. I never seen him again. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he saw me. I'm sure he's seen me. And I don't know what he thinks, but I wish I could apologize to him. I would never say his name. I'll have to see him in person and be like, hey man, look. You know what I'm saying? I was 19 years old. I didn't know what life was about, where I was going. So, a lot of times when I tell people this story, they be like, man, I can't believe it. It's funny that about a month ago, I called my mother and I said, I got something to tell you. And I was like, I went to prison. You know that wasn't my first crime.
Wow.
Because that's what she think. Like,
wow.
You was running with the wrong crowd. No,
Yeah.
we was the crowd.
I was the crowd that everybody didn't want their child to run with.
Yeah, and we was like, 9th grade, 8th grade, was either 8th grade or 9th grade, I snatched my first person. 8th grade, might have been in 9th, it could have been, 9th grade. By the 10th grade, we probably 30 persons. By middle of the 10th grade, we were strong arming with the gun. And what's crazy is I ain't never been no gangster, no rogue.
Right.
It was just doing it. I don't know why. It was just.
Because it ain't like you had to.
You ain't have to.
Wow.
But and it just escalated. So the natural progression was I was gonna kill somebody, or they was gonna. It just was where it was going.
Right.
And then, that almost 7 years I did was the best thing that could ever happen to me. I mean, it
changed the trajectory of where you were going.
It had to happen.
And now you're here.
Yep.
It was necessary. It had to happen.
Whether you believe like a singularity, like when something from nothing was a day in December of 1990, that is of all this, everything is that. That day
that pivot
knocked on that man's door and said, hey, I forgot something over here. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, that everything I do, I reference back to that day. Like, because that day could have went a whole nother way. I could be, like I said, I could be 1990 to my 33. I could have 33 years on. Funny thing is, I went to prison maybe about 2 years ago with Yvonne Pointer to speak to some inmates.
Yeah.
We went to Grafton.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy, let's call him Terry. I can't remember his name. And I'm like, Dag, Terry. So when I got to prison,
He was there.
he had 18 years in. He had 18 years in.
Wow, when you got there.
When I got there. So I'm like, Dag, Terry, man, you came back. He said, came back. I never went home. I said, hold on, man. How
So
long
he
you
had
been-
18 when you got there. You did your 7, came out, and he's still been there.
I said, how long you been locked up? He said, man, I got locked up 1 hour into my 18th birthday, and I'm 65. I'm that guy. I would have been that guy, riding around with his friends, drunk, birthday, having fun, bow, kill somebody, bow, kill, you know what I mean? I think about that all the time. You know, so when our people from jail and I see them, they be like, damn, bro, we proud of you. That. You know what I mean? Like that's what helps me just walk into this purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm proud of you because your transparency is changing the trajectory of a lot of men and women. Men and women, because you don't have to be open, like with your mental health, wellness, and advocacy. You're very open with that. You're very open with, there was a time I had the gun to my head, and what stopped you is your daughter came in and said, Daddy, don't leave me again.
Yeah,
You
true
know?
story, yeah.
So your pivot helps other, because you chose to pivot. You chose, because you could have not chose. You still could have done, you know, what you thought you was big and bad enough to do.
Yep.
And so that pivot has helped so many others pivot.
Yeah.
You know, and in that pivot, you pivoted past me.
Now I'm shaking, baby.
You shaking. Shaking like a salt shaker, shaking like a salt shaker. You
We ain't
shaking, you
done.
know.
We got light.
And I love it. I love it. Because iron, we say, you know, iron sharpens iron, but we
Yeah.
do a thing called mashak. So like what I got, we bump into each other, so I transfer it to you, and then you bump and you transfer it to
Yeah,
somebody. So
yeah.
you mashak me, you
Yeah,
know, I
yeah.
mashak you, and we mashak others that are around us, you know, and I think that is so vitally important as we get older. Make your life matter. Make it count for something. Make your life matter.
Make it matter.
You know, and you're making your life matter. And you're not only yours, you're helping other people's lives matter. Like you said, and I don't know if they caught it, but you said it's not that I don't still battle with some mental stuff some days, but I still have to do what I have to do. I still have to give this moment of motivation, you know, this 1 minute of motivation. I still have to do this, and you do it. And you
We're
do
gonna keep doing it.
We're
gonna do it.
Period.
We're gonna do it till they dirt up the box. We gonna do it.
We gonna do it.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna stop. So it is 8:57. We're about to wind down. I want to shout out also, I just want to remind people, the Smiths were on the first Tuesday of the month. They're on Kaz, and they are having Harlem Nights Extravaganza. Actually, it's going to be on Saturday, December 9th. Featuring Goodfellas. There's going to be a full dinner concert, full buffet concert, $65 for singles, $125 a couple. And if you want to stay overnight, it's $250, and the stay includes breakfast. So it's well worth it. But also, everybody, mark December 8th on your calendar. That's when the motivational CD is going to drop on all streaming platforms. Mike B is in the house. And so make sure you tune in, pump it and push it. I need you guys to pump it and push it. You hear me? Pump his music and push it. You push everybody else. And guess what? You can push him too, because he's our Cleveland own Mike Berry. Mike, give him 10 seconds or something.
Hey man, you know, just understand, man, no matter what you're going through, you love, needed, and you necessary. You perfect in your imperfections, and all, not some, but all who know you are made better.
Ladies, get your man like I got. That's my king right there. He ain't my man, but that's the king in my life. He touches me without touching me. He blesses me and he doesn't bed me. Understand that you are more than your clothes off. You are so much more with your clothes on. Get you one of them. It's always good to have strong men around you, ladies. It's necessary. Listen, Thank you for tuning in to Conversations with Auntie. You stay well. You stay blessed. Continue to be a blessing. And let's remember to keep our prayers for Honor and his mom, Angel. And let's pray that somebody is a perfect match and that they will go ahead and donate that kidney to Honor. The information is on the screen. Make sure you screenshot it and share it. Take care.